every damn week. Something goes wrong. We'll start that again. So, hey Blake, yep, definitely an 8 o'clock kickoff. Hey Nathan Fishboy, painting glass tanks. Well, that could be interesting. I'd like to see what's going in those tanks. Hey, Fisher Tanks and Aquariums. There you go. Good to see you here tonight. See that you're a bit busy. That's alright. School started back today, didn't it? Even though it's probably homeschooling, but school started back down there tonight. Hey Eric, good to see you here. Dan's Fish Rooms. And yes, Eric, we're at 210, which is good. So that competition is still going. We'll put up the photo and of that in a second again, and I'll link the video again tonight. What else? Hey Benny, good to see you can make it over from New Zealand. And how did you manage to drill a hole through your finger? That sounds interesting. How you going behind the omelette? Good to see you here. Is the audio working now? Please tell me the audio is working now. Hello Edster, good to see you here. And yeah, I try and do this whole 10-minute countdown thing, but yeah, if I mute my mic on one scene and it's on both, and I forget to unmute it when I swap scenes back over. So yeah, we stuffed up a little bit there again. That's the comedy. That's why you guys come, is to see me bugger up or break something on the stream. Oh well. There nearly was no stream tonight, actually, guys. I almost forgot about it altogether. But we had a quick reminder, so we did manage to stream. What we got? A little bit fuzzy. That's no good. I'll try to unfuzz myself. That's a little bit better. There we go. Unfuzzed. Go back over here. So yeah, we're unfuzzed, and yeah, that's no good that you can't leave home, Fisher. So what were you doing to drill a hole in your finger there, man? Walking around for 30 minutes with a hole in your finger probably isn't the best thing in the world. But how did you do it? Yeah, that is actually my laundry to the left. If that makes everything better, we'll go with that. Yeah, no worries there, Fisher. I'm glad you could drop in. I've been really busy too. We'll actually get. Yeah, I bet my mic's probably running out of batteries. Oh, now what's happened? Everything's frozen. What's happened? Oh, no, I accidentally paused myself on the screen. Never mind. Okay. Oh, that button. Okay. Hopefully that's better, and I'm sorry for that, guys. I obviously had a flat battery in my mic. Hopefully that's better now. And I'm glad everyone's picking me up on this crap. But yes. Thanks, guys. So what do we got here? Hello, Angelfish Keeper. Good to see you here. Hi, Alan S. How many people have got here? 15 people. I didn't even realize. Glad to see everyone turns up. Yeah. There's always something on my stream. Like, if I'm not breaking something on my equipment, I either stuff up and go live half an hour early, or the microphone's out of batteries. There's always something. You always get some sort of comedy at the start of my streams. Which is good. Unfortunately, it doesn't benefit you guys, but you just get to see me all flustered and running around trying to fix things last minute. But yeah, so getting on with what has happened this week, and I am sorry, guys, I didn't put out a video yesterday, so I didn't put out my vlog video yesterday. I haven't actually been home all weekend, so I've been home on and off, but I haven't really had a chance to do any filming over the weekend. So I'm sorry, guys, that I didn't get my vlog out. And today I've been in a mad rush to try and do odd bits and pieces around the house, and I nearly forgot the stream altogether. But in doing that, we are actually building a new set of racks up in the fish room. Yeah, yeah, I am, Craig. That's something I haven't had a chance to fix. But yeah, so we've started some new racks in the fish room. I got them in today. I've got 2 tiers high at the moment. There is room to go for another tier higher on top, which is easy added later when I get more tanks. If you saw my video, my last name's Shepherd. Everyone just calls me Shep, so Shep's Aquatics or Aquatics. Aquatics. If you wanna read my banner that I haven't fixed up yet. Yeah, so Shep's my nickname, or Shep is my nickname, so I didn't really want to say Matt's Aquatics, so Shep's Aquatics it is. And after doing a bit of research and stuff like that, Shep's Aquatics hasn't been used in any shop fronts or anything like that as yet, so that's what we went with. Yeah, so if you saw my video, I think it was last week with the surprise fish unboxing. So the fish I didn't actually realize were coming. I didn't check my emails, so I didn't even know that the shipment had left, and got a nice knock on the door early on, and early in the morning, and yeah, someone passed me a box full of fish, which was good. So that was some killifish and some platies. So they're in. I got one pair in the 5 in the tank, not the community tank, the small tank behind that, and 5 up in the fish room, as well as the platies up in the fish room. So they should be good to get breeding. And without reading the names, I can never remember how to pronounce them. They were the Bavilio. I'm sorry, I can't remember how to pronounce these guys. But yeah, so they're doing really well. I've actually seen some breeding behaviour from some of them in the tank out behind me. So the tank up here behind me, it's had some breeding for the breeding behaviour happening. I don't know if they're breeding or not, but there's definitely some breeding behaviour happening in that tank. That's the one I'm after. And so that's going really, really well. Yeah, Ben Shepherd is my brother, but it's spelled a little bit differently there. But Fisher. So yeah, those fish are going really well, and it's all starting to come along really well with my killifish. That'll be my third species of killifish that I've got so far. So I've just got to set out some species only tanks and get them breeding properly, as well as getting some spawning mops and that to get them breeding properly and get some eggs and stuff like that. If you caught last week's stream, you'd know that my power bill for the winter period was through the roof. I did touch on that. I used nearly 3 times as much power through the winter as I did the previous year, because I had more tanks and more things going and set up. So we've actually got solar panels and that ordered to counteract all that, and we should have very low power bills through the summer and next winter, which should be good. I've also moved a few other fish around. So the Bolivian rams and the crebences that were in this community tank behind me, they've been moved up to the fish room where they were intended to go. But before they did actually get moved, they actually bred in the community tank. I haven't actually showed any videos or photos of that yet, so you guys are hearing it first. But yeah, I've got about 60 odd fry, if not a few more of each, of both the crebences and the Bolivian rams, so that's pretty exciting. I am glad that I got I have some live foods and that going here, so that's pretty good. I just started doing brine shrimp, so that should be all pretty good and going well. So far I don't think I've lost any, but I'm not 100% sure. How you going, Chev? Good to see you turn up. Oh, good to see you here, more the point. Oh, Chevy, sorry. I'm really bad at abbreviating names. So yeah, we moved the rams and the crebensis. I've also moved the golden perch over to the turtle tank, which the turtle tank is also ready to take the turtle. I've had the fish and the plants and that in there for about 3 weeks now, so that should be all pretty. They should be all pretty well settled in. and ready for the turtle, so that should be alright. So that's turning into more of a native tank than anything. I am planning on getting more new tanks and new fish very shortly. Looking at getting a few more strains of Enla and maybe a couple more strains of is it a couple of strains a couple more strains of platies, or maybe some fancy guppies. I'm not sure yet. I used to do fancy guppies and that when I was younger, and I've kind of lost interest in the guppies. The endlers are very close to it, but there's not that many endlers around where I am, so it's more of a sought after fish around where I am. So it's a little bit better for the time being, more so than the fancy guppies. Out here, people see a guppy as a guppy and look at you really strange when you say that particular fancy guppy is worth $20 each or $60 each or whatever it is, or $60 for three or something stupid like that. Everyone just looks at you real weird, and yeah, no one really wants to buy fish at that sort of price out here. So my goal is to be the stupid one that's going to buy those fish at those prices, breed them up in big numbers, and try and sell them back to the fish store in hopes that the fish store will sell them at a cheaper price than what they are currently, because they're definitely not selling them. Most of my endless strains and stuff like that are buying online from specialist online stores and getting them shipped to me to use. So yeah, I was going to stay away from the live bearers this time around, but it seems to be the best way to go. I am going to be breeding the cribs and the Bolivian rams, and yeah, that's it, Chev. You got to breed what sells. There's no point breeding Oscars out here when Oscars don't sell. I've watched Oscars go from probably about 4 or 5 centimeters in a fish store to be still there when they're 20 centimeters long, just because no one buys them. And if they do buy them, they put them in a community tank, and soon find out that Oscar grows really, really quickly in the community tank, but everything else disappears for some reason. Yeah. You can't understand that. Oscars love eating that. Eating every other fish that fits in its mouth. Okay. I really don't understand that, but okay. But yeah, so at the moment we're just buying in a few different species of endless and that, and doing what sells, um, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna go with for now. Might even get a, I suppose a pure strain of cherry shrimp, of the different colors, and throw them in with the endless, because they can breed well together. My plants are going really well. I've actually been selling a few plants back to the local fish store, which actually also brings me to paste this. So 200 sub prize giveaway will be drawn next week. So I'm just putting up a link now to the video for that, and I will just pop the photo up of what I'm actually giving away. And that that actually is a piece of driftwood. It's river red gum, and it has, I think it's 6 crested Java fern on it. The reason why I went with this driftwood and with the plant no, it doesn't come with the sand underneath it, and if you want the sand underneath it, I suggest you invest in a couple of cribs, because they will absolutely uproot your fish tank if you got driftwood. Trying to find a nice breeding hole and dig it out underneath to find a nice cave, to make a nice cave. Yeah, they completely uprooted the fish tank that this is currently in, which is in my community tank. But yeah, so the reason why I went with this, the river red gum and the crested Java fern, is the fact that it can actually be sent anywhere in Australia. There is no laws or quarantine laws against it being sent anywhere in Australia, so it is Northern Territory safe, it is Western Australia safe, and it is Tasmanian safe. So it can go anywhere in Australia. Which is why I picked this. Picked the driftwood and the crested Java fern. So anyone in Australia is eligible to enter this as long as you're subscribed to the channel. So if you watch that video, it'll detail on how you actually can enter. It is a YouTube entry only, so if you don't have Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, it doesn't matter. No worries, catch it behind the omelette. Apparently it can, Blake. I've been doing research on it, and there's nothing saying that it can't that it can't be sent with the plants already on it. Hey, DWS Aqua. If there is a law that I haven't come across to say that it can't go with plants already attached, I haven't found it yet. Yeah, I don't know. Can fish catch corona? Yeah, no worries there, DWS. We nearly didn't have the stream to start with anyway. Where are we up to? Yeah, I wasn't intending that the Rams were going to ruin it. Like, there's a couple of yeah. Oh, we'll try Blake, and if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it. If it doesn't make it, I'll send, if the winner comes from Western Australia, I'll send something else. We'll see if it makes it. It makes it. What else we got? No worries there, Fisher. I honestly don't think this will be a long stream tonight. I don't really have much to ramble on about. I'll go over what I did a second ago, and I'll probably have a short stream anyway. Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't really prepared for the stream in the first place. I completely forgot it was even Monday, to be honest. So Dan stays away from fish that ruin his tanks. Yeah, well, I wasn't intending on the cribs to destroy the tank. I didn't actually realize that they were going to pair off and breed within 2 weeks of me getting the fish, because that is exactly what happened. I already had the male cribensis, and I brought him a female that had a really nice purple belly and looked like she was ready to breed, and put them in the same tank, and within 10 minutes they were swimming around together and paired up. And the Bolivian rams, I brought them as a pair and put them in the community tank until I got both their tanks set up, because it was sort of an impulse buy. And once all that was done and set up, I was getting ready to move them, and when I went to move them, they were huddling and flagging around babies all over the tank. So I had fun sucking up the babies through a siphon hose. The cribs I put the babies into a separate tank. The Bolivian rams, they still had wrigglers, so I just sucked up all the wrigglers in one heap. Took them up to the tank that they're going in, dropped them in, come back down and grab the parents, drop the parents both in at the same time, and Lux had it that they went around and gathered up all the babies, and then put all the babies back into a pile, and now we've got free swimming babies with both the cribs and the rams, and the rams are still looking after their babies, which is good. So I was a little bit hesitant, thinking that they might eat them, but I got lucky and they didn't. So that was good. So I'm just having a look here. So I think at the moment I have about 20 entries into my plant giveaway here, so that's really, really good. So I'll just make this a little bit smaller and leave that up the top, in the top corner. So now I've probably got to move the giveaway. Probably get rid of that. Name layer, no. I don't know. I'm not going to play with this too much. No, I'm not going to play with that because I'll stuff something up. That's good. Good Chevy. Yeah, I've heard that if cribs that like each other and they can find breeding spots, they'll breed nearly straight away. I wasn't expecting it to happen in the community tank, but it did. I wasn't expecting them to pair off in the first half hour either. So I didn't buy them as a pair; they just paired up straight away, which was great. And yeah, they bred within the first 2 weeks. So that was kind of a surprise, and now I've got babies everywhere. So just to touch on what I said earlier, in what's going on with the things. Yeah, no worries there, Eric. Glad you could drop in. I won't be on here for much longer. I'd say probably another 10 minutes or so. So just to touch on what I was talking about earlier at the start of the stream, I got enough stuff over the weekend to do another rack along the wall of the fish room. So where all my tanks were sitting, I've now moved them into the middle of the room and put the rack in behind it, and we're just slowly moving the tanks back on. I was doing that a little bit earlier, and probably doing more of that more of that tonight. And yeah, Chev, that's what happened with my Bolivian rams. I did the same thing. I sat in the fish store for about half an hour and picked the ones that were already paired up. The new killifish and then I got through the week, they're going really, really well. They're starting to show breeding behaviour. I touched on last week that my power bill was through the roof with through the winter period in trying to heat all the fish tanks and that in the shed that's not insulated. So we've got solar panels on the way. They should be here at the start of November, so we've got about a month to go before I start getting solar panels up. But they're ordered and they should be here next month. I moved the cribs and the rams up to the shed, as I just told you. They've had babies. We've also moved the golden perch over to the turtle tank. Turtle tank is now ready for a turtle. We just got to shop around and find a young turtle. Find a young turtle that we can put in. I am planning on getting a few more tanks, so a few more Kmart tanks to grow fry in, and also a few more bigger tanks as breeding tanks for the platies and things like that, as well as to do species only tanks for the killies and stuff like that, or to do killifish in the top and maybe something like pistogrammas or the rams or something in the bottom section of the tank. Just to try and make the tanks a little bit more usable, instead of having 4 or 5 different species in a tank, where if they do manage to breed, that babies are just going to be eaten straight away, and I don't really want that. So yeah, we got some more antler. Got some couple of strains of antlers I'm looking at, a couple of strains of platies I'm looking at, as well as getting some pure strains of cherry shrimp than what I have, because my cherry shrimp will come from mixed, like a skittle tank, and I split them off to try and get the strains out myself, and they and yeah, so they're throwing, like my reds, even here in the tank out behind me, it throws reds, but then it'll throw a yellow and a blue, and it just throws random colours, even greens. And that's not what I want. I don't want to be fishing through the tank every couple of weeks, fishing out odd colours. So I'm going to try and just buy some purer strains in and start again with the shrimp. And the shrimp I have now, golden perch food, is currently at the best thing at the moment. Also, the long arm shrimp that I have, I've got 3 females that are buried, and we're just waiting for them to get a little bit closer to dropping the babies, and might take the babies out and put them in take the female out just before she drops and get the babies into a separate tank to try and raise them up a little bit better. That's more of a fun project than anything. That I'm doing with that. Hey, Matty D. He's coming. I'm not long gonna be on here for. I'm probably gonna wrap it up soon, actually. Unless a few more people have some questions in that. But yeah, I'll just post the link again for the plant and driftwood giveaway. There'll also be a couple other there will be 3 prizes with this. So there will be a couple other plants that I'll be giving away too. There'll probably just be some standard Java fern and maybe some Anubias or something like that. Just because I do have a good amount of entries, which is good. I think I've got about 20 people entered at the moment, or just shy of 20, which is great. So I'll just post up the link for that again. And yeah, so it's pretty simple to enter. If you just watch that video, it tells you exactly how to enter. It's entered straight from YouTube. So there's no going to other links or chasing anything around. It's all accessible straight from YouTube here. So I tried to make it as easy as I could. But yeah, so I'm sorry guys, I am gonna wrap it up now. I've still got a heap of things to do. I still haven't had dinner or anything like that. So unfortunately I have to cut this short. Like I said earlier in the stream, I completely forgot that it was even Monday and hadn't planned on even doing a stream until someone messaged me and said, "Oh, are you streaming tonight? You haven't posted anything." That kind of clicked me into gear and went, "Oh crap, I got to do something." But yes, Chevy, in a small town, secondhand tanks are hard to come by, and the problem is people buy a tank for $300. They think they should be getting $150 for a secondhand tank. Even though the tank's still in good condition, unfortunately, everyone knows secondhand tanks don't resell. And yeah, next week I'll try and have a little bit more structure set out and everything up and running. I might even do a fish tank tour, so I'll be on StreamYard next week, and we'll do a fish tank tour. And we'll walk around and do a tour around the fish tanks and show you guys actually what's going on and everything like that. So thanks everyone for coming along and watching. Now I've got to remember which button I have to click when I say I'm going to leave, but yes. So thanks everyone for coming along and watching. I do have a few things I have to do this week, including change my banner. So it says Sheps Aquatics and not Sheps Aquatiques. But yeah, so thanks for coming along, guys, and I'll catch you next week.